welcome to ILTV's Evening Update. I'm Aaron Porras here with the latest news from Israel.
Last night, the Israeli High Court blocked the Prime Minister's plan to create an independent news service that would be separate from the new Public Broadcasting Corporation. This court order puts a freeze on the compromise that Netanyahu and Finance Minister Moshe Kahlon got through the Knesset last week. Under the compromise, the Khan Corporation that's set to replace the Israel Broadcasting Authority will not be responsible for news broadcasts. The Israeli Prime Minister reportedly sees this as a way to cut down on negative coverage of his government on publicly operated TV. Knesset member Eitan Kabel from the center-left Zionist Union was one of the people who submitted the High Court petition, and he's very happy with the decision. But government officials said this is another example of the judiciary overstepping its bounds and interfering with the democratic process. Whatever the case, Khan may be producing news broadcasts in the near future, so it looks like we've got competition. A close associate of the Israeli Prime Minister is saying that Israel is not willing to pay a high diplomatic price to get the U.S. to move its embassy to Jerusalem. Coalition Chairman David Bitan, who made this statement, is seen as Netanyahu's unofficial spokesman. This comes just a day after the Prime Minister and U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson's back and forth about the benefits of such a move. While Netanyahu is saying the move would advance the peace process, Tillerson says that the U.S. is weighing the benefits and has implied that behind closed doors, Israel isn't even fully behind an embassy move. Trump, like every U.S. president since Bill Clinton, promised to move the U.S. embassy during his campaign, but appears to be falling back on his commitment. And this isn't the first time that Netanyahu has been offered American enticements at a cost. In 2014, the Obama administration pushed Israel to release convicted terrorists in exchange for clemency for the imprisoned spy Jonathan Pollard, a trade-off that was seen as an insult by Netanyahu's right-wing coalition. It's the 29th day of the hunger strike being held by incarcerated Palestinian terrorists, and Israel is still holding a hard line. The leaders of the Palestinian intelligence service recently met with high-ranking Shin Bet officials to negotiate an end to the hunger strike, demanding more dignified detention conditions and family visits. Public Security Minister Gilad Erdan, however, is refusing to negotiate with terrorists and incarcerated murderers. Today, Palestinian activists are blocking roads around Ramallah with dumpsters and burning tires as a show of solidarity with the strike. They're even clashing with their own security officials who have attempted to reopen the roads. The strike is being led by convicted terrorist and Fatah icon Marwan Barghouti, who's serving 5 life sentences for the terror attacks he committed in the early 2000s. Barghouti, once seen as a moderate and a potential rival to Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, is now perhaps best known for the embarrassing video which depicts him scarfing down a candy bar in his bathroom during the middle of his alleged hunger strike. The video, which has gone viral on social media, has led to a since-deleted Pizza Hut advertisement, which questions Barghouti's decision to break his hunger strike with a candy bar rather than a more filling pizza. You may not know it, but one of the oldest remaining Jewish communities in the world, dating back to the First Temple, is in Tunisia, and the North African country is now applying for UNESCO World Status for the island of Derba. The island just off the coast of Tunisia is the site of an annual Jewish pilgrimage to the Ghriba synagogue. The synagogue dates back to 586 BCE, when Judean exiles fleeing the destruction of Jerusalem settled in Tunisia. But an al-Qaeda suicide bombing at the site in 2002 has resulted in fewer visitors. Before the terror attack, as many as 8,000 pilgrims a year would visit the site, primarily Jews of Tunisian and North African heritage. Since then, the numbers have been less than half of that. Prime Minister Youssef Chahed visited Ghriba on Sunday to deliver a double message emphasizing Tunisia's history of openness to all religions and the return of security to the country, which has faced instability and jihadi attacks in the 2010s. Israel has just launched a new education program to give Israeli 9th graders a chance to learn financial basics from Bank of Israel employees. The compulsory program, which will begin in November, will teach students how to read contracts, understand concepts like inflation, and convert currency. But critics like Meretz chairwoman Zehava Golan allege that the commercial interests of the banks will influence the teaching materials. Plus, Israeli 9th graders are 14, the minimum age to open a bank account. The Bank of Israel says it's aware of this potential issue and says that the content will be neutral, with no brand logos and no materials associated with specific banks or employers. The Director General of the Education Ministry says that high school graduates need to understand basic financial concepts. According to an OECD test, Israeli students rank below average among OECD nations when it comes to financial understanding.
That's all for now. Stay tuned on ILTV.tv for our main daily broadcast playing after this. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you next time with our morning briefing from Israel at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.